ancient pagan world, which was so religious, therefore prone to superstition and so on, there is a little bit of a logic or sense in this Jewish way at looking at life around them. We should note in passing the reference to homosexuality, a topic, of course, which today has become such a massive topic. In the ancient world, and especially in the Jewish context, there was something unnatural about homosexual activity. And the reason is this. Men were supposed to be the dominant partner in sexual relationships with women, so that in a homosexual relationship, one party allows themselves to be passive. So what Paul's really thinking is, and the Jewish world will be thinking this way, it's an example of how the proper ordering of things is overturned when a creature is not recognising the Creator. Now we should also say that Paul is just using homosexuality as an example of when the proper order of creation is a bit overturned. So it really can't be used as a text, and it's the key New Testament text for any discussion about homosexuality. There are two other passing references in Paul, in 1 Corinthians 6, verses 9 and 10, and 1 Timothy 1, verses 9 and 10 also. But we can't construct a theology or a morality or anything like that from these allusions, if you like. So in conclusion to chapter 1, we can say that Paul has given us a general picture, a globalised view of life in the ancient Roman Empire. Any Jewish person reading this wouldn't be surprised by what Paul says, because he would think, or she would think, well, this is how it is amongst our Gentile brothers and sisters. We're privileged to know God, but they haven't used their God-given brains properly, and so they've got gods everywhere. Except, of course, those ones who are God-fearing or God-seeking, God-loving, who are connected to the Jewish people anyway, most of them, or many of them. Idolatry was endemic, and it often led, in their connections and thinking, to immorality and so on. So Paul does create a pretty pathetic picture of a world without God, lacking any redemptive qualities. We can argue about how true, how negative, or whatever that is, but we can perhaps sense that there's some truth there. There is some need of redemption in the Roman world, and Paul's going to talk about that a little bit later on. But first, and the next section will be devoted to how righteous really is the Jewish world.